Imagine a cheese infested with maggots, a drink so hallucinogenic that it has been banned in several countries, and a fish that, if prepared incorrectly, can kill you in minutes. Would you dare to try these delicacies? These are just some of the most forbidden and controversial foods in the world. Food is one of the greatest cultural expressions on the planet. But some foods have been banned because they are dangerous, toxic, or simply bizarre. Some are still illegal today, while others have been allowed under very strict conditions. Today, we're going to explore the most banned foods in the world and understand why they cause so much fear and fascination at the same time. Do you have the stomach for this culinary adventure? Chapter 1. Casu marzu cheese, the rotten cheese with living maggots. Let's start with one of the most controversial cheeses in the world, casu marzu, a delicacy from Sardinia, Italy. It's made from sheep's milk, but it has a special ingredient that's been causing controversy: live fly larvae. The production process for casu marzu is somewhat peculiar. After the milk has coagulated, the cheese is left out in the open air so that Piophila casei flies can lay their eggs. The larvae then hatch and begin to feed on the cheese, releasing enzymes that speed up the fermentation and decomposition process. But be careful, these larvae aren't just disgusting, they can also be dangerous. The larvae can jump up to 6 inches in distance and, if ingested alive, can cause serious intestinal problems such as nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. Despite being banned by the European Union for health reasons, casu marzu is still considered a traditional delicacy in Sardinia and is consumed in secret by some locals. So, would you try this live delicacy? Chapter 2. Pufferfish, a deadly delight. In Japan, there is a dish that is synonymous with gastronomic Russian roulette: fugu, a fish known in other countries as the pufferfish. Fugu contains tetrodotoxin, a neurotoxin that is 1,200 times more lethal than cyanide. A tiny amount of this toxin, equivalent to the head of a pin, is enough to kill an adult. Tetrodotoxin is found primarily in the liver, ovaries, and intestines of pufferfish. If these parts are not removed with extreme precision by a licensed and experienced chef, eating fugu can be fatal. Tetrodotoxin poisoning causes progressive muscle paralysis, leading to respiratory arrest and death within minutes, as there is no antidote. Despite the risk, the fish is considered a luxury delicacy in Japan and is appreciated for its delicate, slightly sweet flavor. Preparing fugu is an ancient art that requires years of training and skill. Chefs who wish to serve fugu must pass a rigorous certification process that includes theoretical and practical tests. And you, would you pay a lot to eat a dish that could kill you? Chapter 3. Potash bread, the explosive bread. Believe it or not, there was once a bread that could explode. In Finland, potassium bread was a traditional food made with potassium bicarbonate to increase its shelf life. An ingredient that, when in contact with high temperatures, releases carbon dioxide and can cause explosions. In the past, potassium bread was baked in wood-fired ovens, and the intense heat, combined with the moisture in the dough, could cause the potassium bicarbonate to react and explode the bread inside the oven. Imagine the scene: loaves of bread flying through the air, pieces of dough stuck to the walls of the oven. The bread also became popular in England during the Second World War, appreciated for its unique, slightly bitter flavor and crunchy texture. But what's the problem with using potassium bicarbonate? This ingredient can cause serious digestive problems and, in large quantities, can even be toxic. That's why its production was banned and bread disappeared from the shelves. It was an important part of the Finnish diet, especially during the long winters, and over time, potassium bicarbonate was replaced by other, safer ingredients such as yeast. But the legend of the exploding bread lives on in Finland as a curious reminder of the culinary past. Chapter 4. Sassafras, the carcinogenic tea. Sassafras, a plant native to North America, was once widely used as a flavoring for soft drinks and teas. However, it has a dark secret: it can cause cancer. Studies have shown that its main component, safrole, is a proven carcinogen when used in high doses. Safrole acts in the liver, where it is metabolized into compounds that can damage DNA and lead to the development of tumors. Studies have shown that regular consumption of sassafras tea increases the risk of liver cancer in rats. Despite the risks, Some people still consume sassafras tea, mainly for its supposed medicinal benefits, such as pain relief and treatment of respiratory problems. However, there is no scientific evidence to prove these benefits. Due to the risk of cancer, several countries have banned the sale of products containing sassafras, including tea. Is it worth risking your health for a drink with dubious benefits? Chapter 5. Miraculin, the fruit that deceives the taste buds. Imagine eating a lemon and tasting a sweet orange. That's the magic of the miraculin fruit, native to West Africa. Unlike the other items on this list, miraculin is neither dangerous nor illegal, but it has been banned for sale in the United States for mysterious reasons. The fruit contains a glycoprotein that binds to taste buds and alters the perception of flavor, making sour foods taste sweet. The effect of miraculin lasts about 30 minutes to 2 hours, and the fruit is used in diets and as a sugar substitute. It can be consumed fresh, in powder or tablet form. Miraculin is attracting the interest of science and the food industry due to its potential to revolutionize the way we consume food. Imagine a world where we can eat sweets without worrying about the calories and harmful effects of sugar. The FDA restricted its use as an artificial sweetener in the 1970s, citing a lack of research, but many believe the sugar industry had a hand in this. Chapter 6. Kopi Luwak, the coffee of feces. How about trying a coffee that has passed through an animal's digestive system? Kopi Luwak, one of the most expensive coffees in the world, is produced from coffee beans that have been eaten and excreted by civets, small mammals that inhabit the forests of Indonesia and other Southeast Asian countries. Civets are nocturnal animals with a keen sense of smell, capable of selecting the ripest and tastiest coffee beans. After ingesting the beans, the civets digest the coffee pulp, but the beans remain intact and are eliminated in their feces. The civet's digestion process removes the pulp from the coffee and adds enzymes that alter the flavor of the drink, making it less bitter and smoother. The beans are then collected, washed, roasted and ground to produce Kopi Luwak coffee. Despite being considered an exotic delicacy and enjoyed by many, Kopi Luwak coffee has been banned in several countries due to concerns about hygiene and animal cruelty in its production. Many civets are raised in captivity in poor conditions, confined in cages and force-fed coffee beans. Fortunately, there are producers who care about animal welfare and use sustainable production methods, where civets live freely and feed naturally on coffee beans. Chapter 7. Original absinthe, the hallucinogenic drink. In the 19th century, an emerald green drink conquered Europe and inspired artists and writers, absinthe. This alcoholic drink, with an aniseed flavor and a striking aroma, was known for its hallucinogenic effects and its aura of mystery and bohemianism. Original absinthe contained thujone, a toxic compound found in the Artemisia absinthium plant. Thujone acts on the central nervous system, causing hallucinations, convulsions, delirium, and even death in high doses. Excessive absinthe consumption has been linked to mental health problems, violent behavior, and even crime. The drink gained the reputation of the Green Fairy and was blamed for a number of social ills at the time. Due to its harmful effects, absinthe was banned in several countries in the early 20th century. Today, there are versions of absinthe with reduced levels of thujone, which are considered safe for moderate consumption. However, the legend of the Green Fairy and its hallucinogenic effects still persists. If you tried original absinthe, would you see the world differently? Chapter 8. Ackee, the poisonous fruit of Jamaica. Ackee, Jamaica's national fruit, is a fundamental ingredient in the country's cuisine, but it hides a danger. If consumed before it is ripe, it can be fatal. Ackee contains hyperglycin A and B, toxins that prevent the body from producing glucose, causing severe hyperglycemia. Symptoms of ackee poisoning include vomiting, seizures, coma, and even death. To avoid poisoning, it is crucial to consume only ripe ackee, which has an open skin and exposed black seeds. The edible part of the ackee is the aril, a fleshy, yellowish structure that surrounds the seeds. In Jamaica, ackee is cooked and served with cod, forming the country's national dish, ackee and saltfish. But remember, it is essential to be careful when consuming this exotic fruit. Chapter 9. Unfiltered olive oil, the forbidden liquid gold. Did you know that extra virgin olive oil, considered one of the pillars of the Mediterranean diet, has been banned in countries like the United States? It may seem strange, but the truth is that not all olive oil is created equal. The problem lies in unfiltered olive oils. After pressing the olives, the resulting oil may contain small fragments of fruit, leaves, and pits. These residues, under certain storage conditions, such as heat and humidity, can ferment and produce toxins, making the oil unfit for consumption. That's where filtering comes in. This process removes impurities, ensuring the quality and safety of the olive oil. But what about the taste? Many connoisseurs argue that filtering removes some of the aromatic compounds, resulting in a less intense olive oil. Therefore, the sale of unfiltered olive oils is highly regulated in many countries. In the United States, for example, olive oil must meet strict quality standards established by the International Olive Council, IOC, and the USDA in order to be sold. But be careful. Unfiltered olive oils, when produced and stored correctly, can be safe and tasty. However, it is essential to pay attention to the origin and storage to ensure that you are consuming a quality product. Chapter 10. Apricot seed, the miracle cure that can kill you. Have you ever heard of apricot seeds as a miracle cure for cancer? This belief, which has been circulating for decades, is based on the presence of amygdalin in the seed. But be careful. This substance, when metabolized by the body, turns into cyanide, an extremely toxic poison. Amygdalin, also known as vitamin B17, although it's not actually a vitamin, releases cyanide when it comes into contact with enzymes in the intestine. The cyanide prevents cells from using oxygen, leading to cell death. Although some people advocate the use of amygdalin as an alternative treatment for cancer, the truth is that there is no solid scientific evidence to prove its effectiveness. On the contrary, several studies point to the serious risks of cyanide poisoning, which can include nausea and vomiting, headaches, dizziness, difficulty breathing, convulsions, coma, and even death. Because of these dangers, the sale of apricot seeds and products containing amygdalin is restricted in several countries, including the United States. Health authorities warn of the risks of consumption and self-medication. Food can be an adventure, but it's not always safe. Whether it's a cheese full of maggots, a deadly fish, or a coffee of dubious origin, forbidden foods show us the extremes that cultures can reach. Some were banned for safety reasons, others for politics or prejudice. But what about you? Would you dare to try any of them? Comment below which one you would try and which one you wouldn't even go near. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel for more interesting facts like this. Turn on the bell so you don't miss anything and share it with that friend who would be willing to try these forbidden foods. See you in the next video.